As part of modding the Sega Saturn, I wanted all of the games on the Saru so they would just launch directly from it without me having to shop and change discs. So that meant I ended up with lots of backups and legally obtained ROMs stored on my computer. So I gave Ymir a go just to see what the emulation for the Sega Saturn is like. And it's pretty damn good, if I'm going to be honest with you. So I have a new PC hooked up to the TV, so it's a perfect opportunity for me to show you just how easy it is to set up Ymir and get that running, and then get all of your Sega Saturn games emulated on your PC. That's a video, I guess. Hello everybody, before we get into the video, I'll take this as your opportunity to like, comment and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch, it's completely free, it's the right thing to do, you know you want to do it, and if you don't, the moon will fall from the sky. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our search engine of choice. In my case, it's a Brave browser with DuckDuckGo because I don't want Google snooping. And it's bad enough that Windows does it as well. And what we're going to type in is a Ymir emulator. You might need to put in there emulator just to make sure, because otherwise you may end up on all sorts of pages, because Ymir is a very common name. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to this GitHub page here at the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to, where are we? Latest release, which is here on the left-hand side. And we're going to hit latest. And there we go. And that's Ymir that's Ymir version 0.2.1 as of the recording of this video. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll all the way down through all of the gubbins that says how amazing Ymir is, and we're going to pick the version that we need, which is for us. As you can see, we've got Linux, we've got Mac, we've got Windows ARM64, and then we've got two different versions here for Windows. Which one to pick? If your computer is relatively new, as in the past sort of 5 to 10 years, you want to be going for the AVX. SSE is for much, much older machines. So as long as it was made within the past sort of 10 years or so, you want to be getting the AVX tier 1. So we're going to just click that, and that's going to come down into our downloads. So we're going to save that. Doesn't take very long because it's dinky. There it is. So we're now going to go to our downloads. And as you can see, there is Ymir. And what we're going to do is we're going to extract it. And we're going to click OK. And that will just take a moment. And there we go. And that's how quick that is. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the extracted one, and we're going to move it out of our downloads because you would be insane to leave it in there. We're just going to cut that, and for me personally, I'm going to put it in an equally insane place, i.e. my documents, because why not? I don't use this computer for anything other than gaming and emulating, so they might as well all go into documents. So there we go. That gets us the emulator in. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to create a shortcut to it. This is Windows 101. We're going to create a shortcut, and we're going to go browse when I can get there, and we're going to go to documents. We're going to go into Ymir, and we're going to get that one there, which is the launcher, and we're going to hit boom, and away it goes. Boom, finish that off, and here we go. We now have Ymir ready for emulating Sega Saturn things. Now, the first time you launch this, you're going to be confronted by some things which I'm going to help you through. So the first it's going to do is going to say protect your PC, because Windows is a little bit butthurt about you running unassigned code, and that's why it says immediately don't run it. And we're going to go fuck you, Bill Gates, I'm going to run it anyway because I'm a baller. And there we go. And okay, so it's now going to say how do you want it to do it? Do you want it to run it installed, or do you want to run it as something else? I would strongly recommend going for portable. That way, if you need to move it at any point, it will be fine. You can do it as installed, but portable works perfectly fine. So just hit portable, and boom, here we are in Ymir, ready to go. As with most emulators, Ymir needs a BIOS, which is basically the instruction set for the Sega Saturn. Now, I can't tell you where to find Sega Saturn BIOSes, because that would be illegal. Also, I just downloaded all of mine. I ripped mine directly from all of my Sega Saturns that I have. But should you perhaps maybe just Google Sega Saturn and spell it right, Sega Saturn BIOS, you may perhaps find somewhere where you can just download Sega Saturn BIOSes very, very simply. So once you've done that, if you're on the darker side of things, you then click Open IPL ROMs Directory. And this will open up a window. So this is where it wants your BIOSes to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my documents folder, which I have here. Move it to the side. And I'm going to go to where I keep all of my BIOSes, which is in here and in ROMs. And I'm going to go to BIOS because I have lots of consoles. I have obviously taken copies of all of the BIOSes where needed. And I'm just going to copy and paste all of that lot over. So we're going to copy and we're going to paste. Boom. And there we go. And immediately, as you can see in the background, it's working. Suddenly the Sega Saturn has launched into life. I'm going to do check for updates on startup, and I'm going to also go update to nightly builds because I'm, not risk averse. You probably want to do check for updates on startup. Whether or not you want to grab the nightly builds, that's up to you. Sometimes that can cause issues, but generally the nightly builds are always functioning and are always working. So we're going to hit accept. Now, so it's already telling me that there's an update for it. I'm not going to update this just yet because I'm going to get this working. So the first thing, you will need a controller plugged in, because otherwise this will not work any further, because you are now actually already emulating the Sega Saturn. So we're going to go down here, we're going to select English is okay, and then we're going to go exit. We're not going to worry about the date and time and things, that's all fine. And here we are now already emulating the Sega Saturn. And it's really that simple. The drive is empty. It's also really freaking loud. I'm going to turn that down before it blows everything up and fucks up the recording. Yes, I am. No, fuck off, Windows. I'm assuming that you already have a very extensive Sega Saturn library where you've collected them over the years, and then you've backed them up to your PC so that way you've saved them for prosperity and you don't damage the discs. If, however, you want to engage in some of the darker side of emulation, you could potentially go to the search engine of your choice and search for a website that looks not too dissimilar to this logo here, and it rhymes with Ymir. And then perhaps maybe you might find some Sega Saturn games there that perhaps you might want to try out. Now, whenever you want to load a game, you literally just go load game disc. And mine has already fucking found my Sega Saturn collection already. How cool is that? But you just direct this thing here to where you've got all of your Sega Saturn games. And I think seeing as it picked Sega Rally already, let's go with that one. And we literally just hit the Q there. And then you'll see that goes into launch application. And if we press B, you'll see that already we are loaded into Daytona. Well, when it launches anyway. Oh, it's Sega Rally, so not Daytona. Nah, you know what I meant. And there we are, we have Sega Saturn emulation going. And it really is that simple. You can just jump straight into it and you can just start playing. It doesn't take long to do, as you've seen. You can go into things in here like emulation and you can start playing around with that. You can start playing around with the settings. Maybe you want to set it to full screen. Maybe you want to I don't know if it'll do any increased render resolutions on this, but Sega Saturn is a really tricky one to emulate as it is. So, like I say, you might want to put it to full screen. But there you go. It really is that simple. Literally within a matter of however long this video is going to be, you can probably do it quicker without all of the waffle. And away you go. Before you know it, you're playing Sega Rally on your big telly in your living room or in your game room or wherever you choose to do it. Maybe on the train or maybe in the bedroom while your wife has sex with her boyfriend. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed that video. I will be back very soon with some other awesome emulation and old console modding, and at some point I might do some reviews. Who knows? Come check out my streams. Thank you very much. I will see you all later once I've finished dominating in Sega Rally. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye now. Before we go, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to all my members. For the Frostbites, we've got Lassetti Spaghetti Vermicelli, Blue Nuggies, Pip Gray 90, we've got Loki the Pumpkin King, and we've also got Amy Jane Gaming. Then also with the Frostbits, we've got McDazzy. Thank you so much for supporting my work, guys. It really does mean the world to me. And if you want to become a member, just hit the join button down there, and then you can come to our special private members stream where all the fun stuff happens. So thank you very much, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.